Hello and welcome to Metro Arts. I am your host, Larry Wallace. Here on Metro Arts, we highlight some of the best in the business, from fine artists, photographers, and performing artists, to cinematographers and musical artists, all from the Metro Detroit area. On today's show, we'll enjoy the art of painter Jelly Estrada and learn more about the Black Theater program at Wayne State, plus guitarist and folk singer-songwriter John Finan will perform in studio. Our first guest on Metro Arts Detroit is Jelly Estrada. Welcome to Metro Arts, Jelly.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So I want to ask first, what made you want to become an artist, specifically a painter?
Well, I've always been interested in art. I know, like a younger age, I tried doing different things. You know, like I tried doing ice skating, or I wanted to do like clothes design. You know, so I tried all these different things when I was younger, and none of them worked out. I'm not very hand-eye coordinated. I found out the hard way, but I remember taking an art class when I was younger. I was probably like 9 or 10, just like something at the ice rink, something small, and it just really clicked. Like I had a lot of fun doing it, and I enjoyed it, and I learned a lot. So that's probably when I learned that I wanted to do that. As far as like painting, I've tried other mediums, and they're not really for me. Just something about painting just clicks with me, so I really enjoy it.
Right. So I see you brought a few pieces with you today. Can you tell us why did you bring them and a little bit about them?
Yeah, sure. I brought these ones specifically because these are like my babies. These are the ones that I love the most. Like, I feel like they really capture my personal style as far as like color and subject matter, you know. So I try, like this one's one of my favorites. Like he's my favorite. Just like all the different colors and the movement, and it's like you can tell that they're enjoying themselves at a nice dinner, you know. So yeah, and I tried to bring other ones. Like this one's not even finished. That's just like I wanted to like see like the process, you know. So like that one I've been working on. I actually took a class this past winter, or over this winter, and so it's like a work in progress, but that one is like one that I've been trying to learn different color schemes and just really trying to push it further. So.
And now, speaking of the process, where does your inspiration come from?
I get inspiration from different things, depending on what I'm making. A lot of these are from actually like these little small black and white photos that I find that I know there's something about them that I just really like, and the fact that they're black and white, could use all these different colors, and there's not really any rules. I get a lot of inspiration from like my friends or like my peers that they actually create stuff, like watching them like investing their time and making these cool things, and I see it, I'm like, wow, that's really awesome. Like it inspires me to make more stuff, you know. So
now on your website it says that you're available for live painting sessions. Can you tell us what that is and how is that experience?
Sure. Live painting is a lot of fun. It's different. It's hard to explain because it depends who invites you. Like I've been invited to do live painting for a couple of things. Like I did Mopop in Detroit this past summer. I was actually sponsored by Kind Bar. They invited me to do live painting there, or I did an event at the Majestic this summer, but it's kind of like sometimes they give you a specific thing that they want you to make, or they're like, hey, we just want you out there painting stuff and get people involved, and it brings people in. And
what is your favorite subject to paint?
My favorite subject are like stuff like these, like those photos I was talking about. A lot of them are like the subject matters are things that you're familiar with. Like you see it and it's like, oh, okay, a dinner scene or a birthday, you know. And I try to use it for people when they come to see it, like they can narrate their own story. Like, oh, this reminds me of when I was at my aunt's house that one time, or like it kind of brings back memories that you probably didn't think about until you see it, you know. And then like all these ideas are flowing, and then I try to make it to where it leaves that person viewing it to think of it however they'd like, you know, so. Right,
for sure. And would you say being an artist in the city of Detroit provides you with a specific skill set that you can't get anywhere else, and why?
I think, like when I think of that, when I think of like Detroit and stuff, I think like a lot of the creative community down here is very strong, and everyone's very supportive of each other, you know, so it's like, everyone's very encouraging, and they see you doing good stuff and they want you to keep doing it, and vice versa. And just like when I think of it, I think of like genuine, like people are very genuine here, and it gives you, I feel like it gives you like when you go other places, it gives you a little something, you know, like they know you're not from there, like where are you from, and then you tell them where you're like, they're just proud to say where you're from, and just the support here is very, it's very important. So.
So like I always hear that artists have more of a creative mindset. So like when you're looking into the world and trying to find inspiration, what do you see?
Like for me specifically, a lot of times when I'm looking at stuff, I look at the colors. The colors is a very big thing for me. It's like, it's almost like instead of looking like at like the wall, I'm looking at like all the different colors that make up the wall, like all the different colors that render an image for me.
Right.
So I'm always just looking at things in colors and just like, I don't know. It's just like definitely colors, but I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Now, Jelly, where can people find out more information about your work?
You can find out more information about my work at my website. It's www.jellyestrada.com. If you go on there, you can find my email and all of that. I also have an Instagram. It's just Jelly Estrada with an underscore at the end.
Okay.
You can always check out my stuff on there.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
I appreciate it.
You're watching Metro Arts, produced at the Midtown Studio at Wayne State University. And now on Metro Arts, we turn the spotlight on the Black Theater program at Wayne State University. One of their powerful plays this season told the story of Harriet Jacobs, an escaped slave who was later freed. We have a video with some of the actors. Let's watch.
Maybe we should tell you about the plantation where they hang a slave from the ceiling.
They build a fire on the screen over him, then put a ham on the fire.
The hot drippings fall and burn the skin of the poor victim until he is either killed or scarred forever.
But this is not what I want to tell you. None of this is new to your sensitive ears. It is how you must put your feet in the shoes of the person who has to cut the burnt man down, or in the shoes of the wife who have to tend to his burns or bury him, or the children who bring him water and smell the burning flesh so that he live through his torture.
Maybe we should tell you about how if you get caught stealing once, they whip you good.
Twice, and they put you in the shed. No food or water for a week.
3 times, and they might cut off 1 or 2 fingers.
They usually leave the hand, because you gotta have it to hold a shovel or a hoe.
But you've heard about that, or at least something like it.
Maybe we should tell you about how they tie a third-time runner to 4 horses.
1 arm for 1 horse, 1 leg for another.
Then they set those horses running in all different directions.
But again, this is not what I wish to tell you. I do not mean to upset you, only to help you understand. It is the nigger groomsmen who have to round up the horses and untie the severed victims. It is the wife of the groomsmen who must hold their husbands while they tell the story at night.
It is the countless women and children who must walk over the blood-stained earth to get to the fields the next day.
It is even the children of the master and missus who must hear the screams and witness such atrocities.
What you must understand is that it is in the air.
You can smell it.
You can taste it.
Can't wash it off your skin, can't get it out your hair.
It stays under your nails with the earth.
It is in your body and mind.
It is in the soil.
In the water, and the rags we call clothes.
When there is no law that protects you, when your mama and daddy can't protect you, when your own will never be a match for a life that always puts you at the mercy of others.
It is the way it is.
The way it feels from here.
The way it will always be.
And we see it.
And we feel it.
And
we live it.
Harriet, it's Grandma. Been a week. Come down a moment and stretch them legs.
Joining us in the studio today is the director of the Black Theater program in the Theater and Dance Department at Wayne State, Billicia Hines, and actor Jada Johnson. Welcome to Metro Arts, guys.
Thank you.
So we kind of get an understanding of the play Harriet Jacobs from that video. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, Harriet Jacobs was such a powerful young lady. She was tired of her master during that time taunting her and sexually harassing her. Wow. And so to find a way to be able to get away from him, she decided to just basically get into another relationship with another white man. And she ended up having children by him, but her master kept on taunting her. So her grandmother helped her to live in her attic. And she ended up hiding there for 7 years. And her master never knew that she was still in that town of Edenton, North Carolina for all those 17 years, and they thought that she had already been in the North. And then eventually her grandmother was able to help her to passage to get to the North. So she was able to outsmart everyone in that time during a challenging time in history.
So Harriet Jacobs is obviously a powerful play, but why do you think it's so important for students to come view this play?
People need to know their history. This is American history. So many times people look at it just as Black history, as if African Americans just need to know about it, but everybody needs to know this history, and they need to know the accurate form of the history. It wasn't just, which is true, Harriet Jacobs did help with the Underground Railroad, but it was more than that. And they need to know the realities of that. It's something that America is embarrassed about, and they try to hide it away, but they need to acknowledge this history.
Now, Jada, you played the main actress in Harriet Jacobs. I want to know all about your experience, from audition to rehearsal to, you know, performing.
Okay, well, Wayne State Theater Department holds the general auditions for the whole season for each semester, and so everybody has to prepare a monologue. I prepared my monologue, I auditioned, got a callback. In callbacks, you get sides, which is like pieces of the play that you get to play the character themselves to see how you portray that character. I got casted, and then once rehearsal started, it was on and on and on. From like Monday to Friday, it's 7 to 10. And then on Saturday, it's 10 to 1. The only break we have is on Sunday.
So, Billicia, you're actually the director of the Black Theater program here at Wayne State.
Yes.
Tell me, what are the goals of the program?
Well, the goals of it is to be able to connect the university and the community at large in Detroit to the African American experience as it pertains to theater. And through that, we put on productions, and then also we do workshops throughout the area, and we connect with high schools and just throughout the community, connecting in a variety of different ways.
Now, you have a pretty extensive background in theater. Tell us, how did it all come about?
Well, I always wanted to be an entertainer. And ever since I was a little child, I always was performing. In elementary school, I was the class clown, you know, the stereotypical thing. And then in high school, I really started getting serious at the local university. Then I started to go away with theater programs, and then I went away to School of the Arts my senior year. And then on, I just continued all the time performing in college, and just kept on going.
That's amazing. And Jada, could you tell us, how did your background in theater come about?
I actually feel like I'm fairly new to it, but growing up I was always in sports or performing. I was in ballet, tap, jazz, cheerleading, and soccer, basketball, and, you know, so I was always in front of an audience or a crowd. But once I stopped high school, I took a year off, and I felt like something was missing, and someone actually introduced me to theater, and I got right into it right when I saw Wayne State had it, and it was close to home, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. And then after that, it just kept going and going. I'm growing and growing, and now I'm a lead actor in Harriet Jacobs.
Billicia, where could people find out more about Wayne State University's plays?
Well, you can go onto the website, www.theateranddanceatwayne.com, and find out more on the website on all the theater that we do. We do a variety of different types of plays. So that would be great. Or if you want to know more about the Black Theater program specifically, there is some information up there on the productions.
Well, Billicia and Jada, thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're watching Metro Arts on Detroit Public Television. And now, in the Midtown studio is folk singer and guitarist John Finan performing Warm Arms.
like my own, they'll hold you safe and tight. The warm arms of the night. The stars will form a beacon somewhere high above your head, shining down to guide you to the place you make your bed, and wrap you like a blanket that was woven out of light, to help you find your way, to help you find your way. Like my own, they'll hold you safe and tight. The warm arms of the night. Darkness will surround you, so as carefully to keep every dream a brilliant color on the canvas of your sleep, until the dawn returns to hide that palette from your sight. You'll paint your masterpieces warm arms of the night.
Hey, John, and welcome to Metro Arts.
Hi, Larry.
So we just heard the song Warm Arms. Can you tell us a little bit, how did that song come about?
Well, it started as a lullaby. I'm not really sure to whom necessarily. I was trying to write something that sounded kind of like a lullaby sort of thing. And then it became something of a cross between a lullaby and a requiem, if that makes any sense. I ended up playing it for a service for a friend of mine who had passed away, and that's kind of how it evolved from there. It's a sad song, but it's also, I don't know, just a comforting song, really.
Yeah. And as a musician, where does your inspiration come from?
It all depends on the song. The funny songs come from humorous experiences. The sad ones, it really depends on the type of mood I'm in. The song I'm probably best known for, I didn't do today. I have a song called Suicide Squirrel, which is basically about driving in Michigan. And the little buggers who just kind of decide they're going to play chicken in front of the car. So, and the sad songs and the romantic songs, it all depends on the particular experience. I use it as therapy, I use it as communication, so it all depends on the song.
Right, for sure. And you've been writing songs since you were 15 years old. Can you tell us how did your love for music come about?
I started playing guitar probably when I was like 6 or 7. My grandmother had a boarding house in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and one of her boarders had what I found out later was a Fender Jaguar guitar. And I was messing around with it. My father said, well, if you're going to do that, take lessons so you don't break the guy's guitar. He bought me a steel string guitar, which was painful for 6-year-old, 7-year-old fingers. So I didn't, I took maybe about a year of lessons and said, the heck with this, not gonna go anyplace near it again. Fast forward to when I was about 12 or 13 years old, fingers are a little bit bigger, and I realized, wow, girls like this. So it's kind of cool. So I kept up with it ever since.
And where could your fans find out more information about your music?
Well, I have a website, www.johnfinan1music.com. I have a Facebook page. I play often with Sharon C., who's going to join me on the second song. And I play with a group called In Harmony's Way out in Lake Orion. But if you search on the web, you will find me.
Right. Well, I want to thank you so much, John, for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now, here's John Finan and Sharon C. with Nothing at All. You're watching Metro Arts on Detroit Public Television.
She sees through disguises no matter how real. She sees your emotions and knows how you feel. She sees every detail no matter how small. But if you show her love, show her love, show her love, she sees nothing at all. She can speak with two others and hear every word. She's very discreet when she shares what she's heard. She could hear a pin drop or a small child's call. But if you mention love, mention love, if you mention love, she hears nothing at all. Long ago she was mine, now she seems so out of tune. Her senses are working fine, I hope she comes to them soon. She feels compassion when someone's in pain. She feels the wind and knows there will be rain. She feels so good when she lets her hair fall. But if you give her love, if you give her love, if you give her love, she feels nothing at all. Long ago she was mine, now she seems so out of tune. Her senses are working fine, I hope she comes to them soon. She feels compassion when someone's in pain. She feels the wind and knows there will be rain. She feels so good when she lets her hair fall. But if you give her love, if you give her love, if you give her love, she feels nothing at all. If you give her love, she feels nothing at all.
we hope you enjoyed today's show. I would like to thank our guests, Jelly Estrada, Billicia Hines, Jada Johnson, and John Finan for being here today. Remember, you can catch any of our shows online at metroartsdetroit.com and find us on social media. I'm your host on Metro Arts, Larry Wallace, reminding you to always support the arts and cultivate the talent in your community.